Hello and welcome back to Dial H for Heroclix. I'm your host, Calder and Ian. This episode we're going to be chatting all about the recent ban list that came out, as well as Canadian nationals. This is episode 530. Howdy, let's get rowdy.
So if you're looking for emotional satisfaction, my advice to you is seek professional
Heroclix,
help.
I'm here to take back what's mine. You may try, but you know we set things here. Instant deadpan humor.
Over 6 people think I am funny.
I'm your captain.
That was just you in a costume.
You absolute fools.
Send me to be able to edit that
That's cool because it's expensive.
I'm gonna make Heroclix like that forever.
Are you kidding? Wow. Dial H for Heroclix is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com, where you can find cool stuff in stock every day, including all the latest Heroclix singles and sealed products. Make sure you check them out at CoolStuffInc.com. Use code DIAL5, DIAL5, for 5% off your Cool Stuff Inc. order. Joining me, like always, in the studio is Ian Eggleston. What's going on, Ian?
Oh, so much. So much Heroclix stuff. I have to shout out everyone who listens to the show. The amount of times we've asked for, hey, message me or message the page about X, Y, or Z, you guys have come through. And it's, to jump ahead a bit, it's been making my week.
It's pretty
been a
cool.
lot of fun.
Yeah, let's get right into what made you happy this week, my man.
Yeah, why not, right? Honestly, like today, I woke up to, it's not an exaggeration, roughly like 40 messages regarding to Heroclix from this avenue, that avenue, this person, whatever. So if I did not get back to you in a timely manner, maybe I haven't yet, there's a lot. But I just want to say thank you guys for sending me your cool teams, asking for my opinion on things like that, just different things about worlds, this, that, the other. I love it. You're never bothering me. I think it's really cool, asking about like video ideas, whatever. Seriously, so much fun. And I've gotten to learn a ton about a few different teams. I won't say who or where, but I've been talking with a few people who are building the world.
Spill the tech, Ian. Spill
no
that secret tech
here.
Spill it.
But there's some people working on some really creative stuff, and I think it's so fun to get to weigh in on that, give my opinion on, hey, maybe this could work. Building outside of the box is my favorite thing, so to have you guys at home welcome me into your building, thank you very much. It's made my week. It's been really, really busy at work. There are some very high-profile clients staying with us. Can't really talk about that, but
Nope.
It's been stressful. It's been really hard to work with them, so in between all that, having this has been very nice, so thank you guys.
Right on. That's really cool. You can tell us a little bit about some of the tech, right? Just a little.
I can't mention any of the tech.
A little tech nugget.
If you reach out to me and you say that I don't want any of this public, or I don't want you to share this with anyone, I will always honor that. I think it's really cool. Ultimately, the reason why I like it so much is because when people are playing this wacky stuff at Worlds, I'll know exactly what's going on, and I can fill you guys all in then.
But actually, if you just listen to what Ian just said, but if you reverse the podcast, he'll actually, the secret tech is, it'll sound just like that. You just
X-Men energy explosion.
Exactly. So yeah, all you have to do is play it in reverse, and then you'll actually know all of the secret tech. Just read between the lines, dude.
The secret tech is there. The key to winning Worlds actually has already been said this episode.
Ooh.
But it's just very disorganized, probably.
It's in there somewhere.
You'll have to decipher it. Once again.
Every third word's first consonant, and you can put it together, and then you'll be able to figure out what it is.
It's handwriting. It's mine. It's like Return of Bruce Wayne. Then you just get bashed over the head, and you wake up. It's like a different time period. I think that's how this works.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
It's a lot of fun, guys. So, if you want some opinions on your build from someone who builds outside the box, I'm happy to provide it. I love it. One that I was allowed to talk about, which I will shout out really quick here, was from Brandon Hogan. I said I would talk about this because it was interesting. So just very quickly, it was a team that centered around Wakanda Hulkbuster, who just has a printed 20 defense, which is kind of nice in the Mern era. He is 125 points.
That is really good.
A lot, but if you play him with Prime Hulk and then you play him with the A60 Spider-Man, you have access to Defenders TA, and then you have access to Wildcard on all of your Avengers figure, which, spoiler, is an Avengers theme team. So now you can just defend a 20 across your whole team, and when it matters, like when you're split up, you can switch over to Spider-Man. So the build in totality was Wakanda Hulkbuster with Khonshu on him, Captain America with Bucky's arm, Spider-Man, web shooters you can throw on for free if you want. The Scott Porters, obviously, one of them with the Sinestro ring, a 2-gun kid, and then the Hulk Prime with motorcycle. So yeah, it's just a flat 20. It says, screw you, Mern. You know, I still have a 20 defense at least. You do get the Scott bonus from Black Shirt as well, so you're rocking a 21. And then Wakanda Hulkbuster limits the free actions as well. It's a really cool team. I don't think it's like, you know, peak meta, like, oh my gosh, this is really going to blow you away. But it is a fun enough team, and it has enough, like, offensive threat that I think it could do something. But once again, you know, it's a tough field right now. There's a lot of crazy stuff, Calder. So, yeah, shout out to Brandon Hogan for that build. We kind of refined it a bit, the addition of 2-Gun Kid, who is, I think, woefully underplayed.
Yeah, 2-Gun Kid was one of those figures where people were saying, oh, it's good, or oh, I don't really see it. And I did not see it for literally months. And I played it for the first time a few weeks ago. And I was like, oh, wow, he really does all this? Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
It was like...
You keep going.
I was like, huh.
What?
Okay. Because, like, I remember when I first looked at him, I'm like, yeah, it's free attack, whatever, just kind of throwing him off to the side. But then, like, finally playing him, I was like, oh, yeah, this is really sick. It's definitely not play, like, 3 of him necessarily.
No.
But,
and go 2 and 3.
And go 2 and 3. You know, it's not pull some kind of weird, you know, boneheaded move like that. But he's a really, like, solid, fun piece that's, like, actually really good. So
yeah,
it's really cool.
I had the complete opposite experience with that figure, though, where I saw him and I was like, how are we in a world where this is 20 points and also not played?
Yeah.
Like,
fair enough.
He's so good, but, you know, I'm also a Daredevil fanatic, so
you're a bit of a Daredevil fanatic, Ian.
My mind's in a different place, I guess. But enough about, I guess, what made me happy this week. What about you, Calder?
Oh, yeah. So I went to Glenwood, Iowa this past week. I was in a short film. This is a proof of concept little short where this guy basically wrote a script, and so we're all kind of, I guess, we're in the project no matter what, but it just depends if the script actually gets picked up by anything to see if we ever actually make the feature film. So basically just spent all day doing this little short that's just kind of a, hey, what's the idea of the project? It's a Weekend at Bernie's meets road trip, rock and roll, probably coming of age, because it's a short film and every short film is a coming of age story, you know. So it's probably all that thrown in there. But it was really fun. The cast was very talented. They were super fun to just... We were basically stuck in a car in this guy's garage because it's as if we're on the road, right? So we're filming all these scenes at all these different angles for each person talking at any given point in the car, because there's 4 people in the car. Well, there's actually 5. There's someone in the trunk, which is hilarious. So there's like all these different shots that we had to get. And it was just a ton of fun. I always love acting. I always love getting the opportunity to just kind of flex your acting muscles, get out there, try to be something you aren't usually. This was a really tough one for me. I was a small town country boy in this.
Yeah, I was gonna say on the thing you're listed as country boy. Everyone's like Sean, Jason, Tim, and you're just country boy.
So I don't know why my character doesn't have a name. Even in the script, he's young man in the script, but he's country. Yeah, I don't know. I don't get it either.
How does
so
that work?
I don't understand why I'm not like Derek or something. You know what I mean? Christian. You
can't
know,
be Brian.
I can't. Yeah, I don't know why I don't
Mike?
get a name for
Country
some reason.
Mike?
Country Mike.
Country Calder.
Country.
And his daughter Kennebecca.
Which is just me. No, don't. Oh wow, I can't believe you worked Kennebecca into the podcast, dude. Oh my gosh. It's just the most beautiful girl's name.
Yeah,
most
I'm
beautiful
sure you
name
guys
for a
have
girl.
met a girl who is named after a state or a city. I've long told Calder if he ever has a daughter, he should name her after Kennebec. You know, a beautiful name like Kennebecca.
It's so bad.
Where are you from? Isn't it obvious?
Isn't it obvious? I'm from the great town of
Call her Ken for
Kennebec.
short.
Call her
Becca
Ken?
for short. Kenna for short.
I think probably Becca. Kennebecca. Becca is
you
like
could break it up so many
the only
ways.
feminine name in that word.
It's a beautiful
Oh
name.
my
For
gosh.
a country boy like you.
Yeah, for a
You
country
know,
boy
if
like
I were to
me,
write
if
a
I
script-
meet a nice country girl,
I would
we'd
write a script
call her
called
first daughter.
Calder.
Yeah.
You want to know what? I still wouldn't give you a name,
wow.
but I would call you Country Man.
Oh, you know what? Thank you. Actually,
Yeah,
I appreciate
exactly.
that. Wow.
There you go.
Yeah, that actually is so nice. No, but the crew was really talented. We had a ton of fun. We had this great pizza too, just to work in
yeah?
food a little bit. Man,
Sure.
there's like a local pizza place there, New York style, thin crust, fat
That's what we're
pepperonis. You know, we don't usually get like giant pepperonis. They're like huge huge pepperonis, which just rocked. Pizza was great. The house also, you would actually appreciate this. The house we were filming in, well, the garage was where we were filming, but in the house, this dude had like 4 cats. And they were
that's a lot of cats.
That's too many cats. Oh, I thought you were like a cat guy.
I love cats, man. But
there's
I would
cat
never have 4.
who I think this cat must have had his wires messed up or something, because he like circled this one guy like 10 times.
Oh yeah.
And I'm just like, man, can you not see out of your left eye or something? Or do you think you're going straight, or are you just a little messed up?
I love cats. But
it was a fun,
saying 4 cats. That's just too much. Like, the smell's going crazy.
It didn't smell too bad in the house. It was pretty nice, pretty well kept house. Maybe on the filming that there was a lot of hair. That was tough.
I don't know.
But it was fun. There was just great punk rock, old school shirts. There's like this scene where the guy he's like going through all the 8-track stuff and like what was like new at the time. So like that was really fun. They're drinking beers in the car, which we don't condone, by the way, listener. This is a work of fiction. Do not drink a beer while you drive.
Definitely don't do that.
Definitely don't do that. But they're passing them out in this car. So my character's like, whoa, what are you doing? You can't do this and drive. So it's kind of easy reaction there. But the beer had a fake label where it was like, I don't know, carbs, too many. Fat, you betcha. Protein, what's that? It was like on the label. I'm like, wow, this is some great boomer humor on like the fake beer label. It was pretty fun. But yeah, I love filming, and I've got one more day of filming this project on the 31st, which will be a blast, which will just be a few scenes by myself working on my truck or whatever as I get picked up, before I get picked up along the highway where I need to hitch a ride. Just doing country boy stuff, working on my truck on the side of the road in Iowa, doing country boy stuff. But all right, guys, let's go ahead and talk about some Heroclix. Let's do the watch list, right? We got to do the watch list. We got to do the band list first.
That's why you're here.
Watch list, band list. Let's get the hot takes out of the way, ladies and gentlemen. First up, if you saw the video I made last week, sorry, I totally forgot about Ahmet's Tomb. So sorry if that was how you learned about the watch list, because I couldn't think of a funny skit for Ahmet's Tomb. That's the whole reason why. But glory, glory, hallelujah, rejoice, shout it from the mountaintop. Ahmet's Tomb is banned in all formats. This rocks. This is so healthy for the game. Yeah. This just makes so many more things playable. It makes so many more things less aggressive, or what would you call it? Offensive?
Well, I mean, I think they sum it up pretty well in saying that the ubiquity of Search for Ahmet's Tomb, the potency of its effects, and the degree of errata needed to correct that made banning it the healthier choice.
That's so wild.
The amount of the amount of people at Gen Con that I talked to where I would just flat out say, like, Ahmet's Tomb is a problem, right? They're like, yeah, they 100%. Need to change X. Go have the same conversation. They need to change Y. They could change Z. Well, what about ABC? Like, I heard like 7 different erratas for Ahmet's Tomb. And whenever I would hear one of them, I would go, well, I mean, then that's still a problem. Ultimately, my biggest issue with it was the damage amplification of it. Now, it wasn't tied to attacks. It was just all damage.
Insanely strong.
Mystics is doubled. Poisons is doubled.
The Mystics being doubled is
Pulse
wild.
Wave. Like, I heard about this. Well, this jumps ahead a little bit. We'll cover it more later. But, a team just getting one shot by a crit Pulse Wave with knockback in Ahmet's Tomb. Like a 4 damage Pulse Wave. And I know that's not solely Ahmet's Tomb, but the fact that adds to it.
Right.
Like, why are we increasing the damage of Pulse Wave, So I think Ahmet's Tomb getting banned, like, why is your team getting stronger? Because you're participating at, like, a karate dojo, just, like, breaking a, oh, my gosh.
Breaking
so
boards.
Whoa. Yeah.
I feel like I could score more points now.
Yeah, like, Hawkeye just, like, bashing a board and being like, oh, I'm so much stronger.
I'm so cool. Is this the first Heroclix element that was banned? Because we've had early rotations.
Faust
in the past.
Was early rotated.
ID cards were early rotated.
Yeah.
I guess technically
Titans
they were
technically
Tower,
banned from Silver.
Modern. I guess modern age, I guess is what I'm saying. We know Silver has a ban list and all that stuff.
The original true ban, quote unquote, is also an early rotation, and that was the unique Nightcrawler. But this is a flat out ban. This isn't a early rotation at all. This is straight up banned in all formats. I don't think we've seen a ban, and honestly,
was Titan's Tower technically banned? There was a few maps that were like banned, I guess, but that
was more so due to like misprinting, though. I think rather than like this is so
broken. Hey guys, whoops, got to get rid of this. Yeah.
Because it was like Titan's Tower, there was a way to like lock your opponent out of ever
from the
doing
elevated.
anything.
Yeah, they could knock
and
it
that
up
never
there.
saw any play. This is a bit different, I think, because like
this was a
game
round
element.
It was a game element versus a map. Sure,
but
I think this is the first thing that's ever been banned. It's kind of crazy. No, it's totally fine. I felt like for a long time there was a stigma where it's like they didn't want to ban anything.
Definitely.
Because it was like, no, our game's not one of those games that has to have a ban list or whatever. But as long as we don't go crazy. Whatever the thinking was, I kind of get it. Because I was also kind of happy, like, yeah, Heroclix doesn't ban anything.
Yeah.
But sometimes if it's needed for the health of the game, I'm totally cool with it. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm not saying like, yeah, ban this left and right. But I mean, goodness gracious, Ahmed's Tomb. Like,
this is a great example of something that should be banned. I mean, I think they made the right call.
What they say, if it's so much to try to figure out how to fix it, just ban it.
Just ban it. And the thing is like, anyone who wants to complain about like, oh, well, my team was built around it. It's like, so was the rest of top 8.
Everybody's team.
So was everybody, because
everybody
it's
utilized
a broken
this
game element. And they say they recognized that. They responded accordingly. I like it. I think it was a great call.
Next, as I get a million tiny violins for my tiny bugs to play. This really is so sad, and it's really messed up. The fact that Timebreaker had to get hit with this nerf before it could ever really be anything is such a bummer to me.
40 on a map.
Before I could put 40 on the map, before we can make that video. It's such a bummer. But again, a necessary-ish change in reference to Black
100% necessary. Like, Timebreaker was so obviously broken at release.
I think if they would have said, no, I think the once per turn for all characters is so valid. The part that just hurts me is that it's now single base. So I can't play.
I wish it was standard.
I wish it was standard. That's exactly what I was going to say, dude. Because I just want to use these with Captain America. So bad. I just want to use these with Captain America. And the fact that I don't get to do that anymore, which was like the main thing I was excited for, them being passed. He was passed. Now I just have to cry myself to sleep. This is a real bummer.
Doing that with like Ghost Rider, Captain America, Orb. There's a handful of double base figures that are like, it would have been nice to have a way to mobilize them. But it could lead to problematic interactions in the future.
No, it definitely could. I mean,
so I understand. But, you know, I wouldn't have minded.
I went over it. The whole placing when it's a multi-base figure does kind of cheat out a square. Yeah. So, like, if they were against that, totally fine.
It's a fair
cuts me
change.
Deep. Cuts me deep. At least that video wasn't instantly like made null and void, though. It was at least relevant for 2-3 months or so. I think I made it back in May.
Oh, the one
just about Timebreaker. Yeah, so it was at least useful for a few months before it's now completely defunct.
I suppose we can share with the listener now too why we are so hurt by this change. So, quick pause on the watch list here, guys. The Timebreaker team that we cooked up in the middle of the night, and we ordered.
It was so cool.
We had like 16 Timebreakers at the time. I think we ordered like 55 more on eBay.
We ordered a lot.
55 Timebreakers and 55 Daredevils, 55
Timebreakers, 55.
So the strategy, and it was crazy because I learned how to operate it better at Gen Con. Thank you to Caleb Reddick for pointing that out. So essentially, Timebreaker's 5 points. It takes up 1 square. The idea was to play enough figures to get to cover the entire first 3 rows. So 16 times 3, you're looking at 48 figures. You can get more.
Yeah.
And so the way you could do that, so 4 Timebreakers is 20 points. That takes up 4 spots. So if you had enough Legacy Carnages at 10 points, you could really fill out a
Legacy
back row
Carnage, yeah.
to get even more reach.
4 spots of 10 points instead of 20 points. It's just so funny.
We didn't have that. We had a couple Brimstones, though, so they were on the team as the retails. But then you also play Iron Spider Prime to make them all be able to share the attack of a Legacy Daredevil, who's 10 points, who has 11 attack. And then you play 3 multiple men who have Empower. And the whole point of the team... Oh, and then in addition to this, you play like 40 Timebreakers.
Right. I mean, that's pretty obvious, though. I feel like the 40 Timebreakers is an obvious part of the team build.
So you rocket launch your Daredevil out. He takes a move action to move like adjacent to your opponent's team. And then from there, you literally have what we referred to as the Stargates, if you've seen the movie. So a ring of 8 Timebreakers. And these Timebreakers would then individually step into that Stargate, teleport across the map. Boom, do that, repeat, repeat, repeat. And you could get roughly like 22 Timebreakers to the midpoint of the map. Those Timebreakers, because they haven't taken an action, would then send more Timebreakers adjacent to your opponent. And then boom, you're using those Timebreakers that you just sent to Timebreaker into the wall of like 20 of them. You position the multiple men with their sidesteps. You position the Daredevil, whatever, and you're making as many 11 for 3 attacks as possible with your autonomous time breakers. And by the time you've set all this up and you're making this attack or these attacks, time has already probably been called because you've taken like literally 50 actions.
So many actions. Oh, it's so ridiculous.
But the big finish to this video, Calder, the funniest thing, we didn't get our hands on one, but we wanted to end it with Darkseid for Masters of Time, just like zapping them with one attack and being like, dude, you countered me.
Dude, I can't believe you just counter-built me like that, bro. It's not chill, man. It's not cool.
So the only reason we are sad about this time breaker nerf, other than, honestly, the Captain America interaction, that is a bummer.
That actually is the biggest reason for me, like the more realistic reason. But yeah, the biggest reason we are sad is because we have 70, 80 of these things.
We're happy to have those.
Oh, no. I love
we're saluting.
I love those things. No, I mean, come on. The whole reason I even made that video and a lot of just different, I don't know, communication, talking around Timebreaker, it was so obviously so broken.
Yeah, it really was.
It's such an insanely broken element. And I remember talking with people like, okay, how can you change Timebreaker to where it still feels like okay to play? And a lot of people would say, well, I would get rid of Sidestep. And I'm like, that really makes him feel kind of garbage. And then some people would say, oh, I would get rid of, Autonomous. And I'm like, this is just kind of better TK, but not even really that much better because it's still just kind of like whatever.
Yeah.
So those two changes felt terrible to me, and also like kind of weird to try to change something like that. Much easier to like change the text versus say, hey, ignore the sidestep or hey, ignore the autonomous. You know, I think this is actually a very fair change.
No,
the once fair. Per turn for all characters. That part right there where I don't get to do it 50 times in a turn makes Timebreaker so much more balanced. The single base hurts me. It cuts me real deep. I'm not going to lie. But the once per turn for all characters is a very legitimate change. To me, personally, I think with some sidestep on the character that you want to move, plus just playing a bunch of Timebreakers, they still kind of get their point across. Where they get to place somebody.
Oh, they definitely
They're still
do.
very effective. They're great placement. They're just not great multi-base placement now because they can't place multi-bases anymore. I still think they're fine.
Like, where the biggest hit is like, so, previous iteration of Timebreaker, I think it was like, there was scaling potency where it's like, you know, if you play 4, if you play 5, if you play 6, if you play 7, to a degree, it kept getting better. Now there's like a point where it's like, okay, after like 4 or 5, I don't know if I need more. This seems like a bit excessive, where previously it was like, no, you can just keep it going.
Yeah, by all means.
If you have things to send out, you can keep it rolling. Now there's a reason to kind of cut it off. It feels like a better support piece. There's still a good amount of risk to playing multiples. I like the change a lot. I do wish it was standard, but I mean, I can live with single base. That's fine. It's probably, in the long run, a healthier option.
It absolutely is. Everything they say is very legitimate. The fact that it's like we don't want crazy, hyper-efficient alpha strikes or excessively lengthy early turns.
I don't know what could have created that.
How could that ever happen? Or complicated placements, which just is sometimes included in a rules question. It's pretty fair. Yeah,
hearing a few players talk about like, oh yeah, they were able to TK and get like 40 free spaces of movement. It's like, okay, yeah, that's... I mean, 40 is an exaggeration, but, you know, just being able to do it over and over and over, it's wild. Ooh, all right. Well, we can talk about the old yeller of the group.
This is easily the old yeller of the group, man. This is the...
And I'm not even mad about it. Honestly, totally fine with it. The result of Blackheart was that he was unbanned in Pulp, which is totally fine, and his trait, Prince of the Underworld, will be errated to as follows. So, he is now a power instead of free, and you can still choose up to 2 adjacent friendly characters with Monster and Mystical. Place Blackheart in a square of hindering terrain within range, then place the chosen characters adjacent to Blackheart. Characters placed this way can't be given costed actions this turn. That is a nail in the coffin.
Look at the flowers, George. I mean, it's over for Blackheart. This is a. I mean, dude got cooked. This is a tough change.
He got taken out bad.
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing was being able to do actions after it. The power is already...
But it abused so many mechanics.
No, it abused way too many mechanics.
You don't need line of fire, so it's better than TK. You don't need to be a standard size, so it's better than TK.
Yep.
You can abuse multi-base figures by placing them ahead.
Yep.
Better than TK. Like, in a lot of instances, Blackheart was doubling to tripling the range of TK without needing line of fire and breaking the rules of, like, what you can TK. So the fact that this, and he's doing it with 2 people. So the fact that this ever existed is like, oh wow, yeah, that needs to be checked.
No, it was absolutely
on larger
ridiculous
maps,
that it went on for as long as it did, honestly.
Larger maps, it was like more understandable.
In that era, sure, but
Still,
now that
like,
everything
way
is
too good.
small, this is like, again, it's like half the map.
What's
sometimes,
crazy, though,
over half the map sometimes.
is when this figure came out, I remember like talking with you and like Simeon and a few other people and just being like, I mean, he's definitely good. He's very good, but he just dies.
But he was 50 points.
He just dies.
But I really was like,
He
yeah,
just
but he's 50
dies,
points
yeah.
and he just dies.
And we all agreed, like, oh yeah, he just dies.
Yeah.
So, obviously Kong came in and that changes things.
I mean, that's huge, right?
Yeah.
Now that you have such an effective attacker that you can card up, I don't care if he dies.
Who can't be carded up any other way, than previous
he cannot be
tiebreaker.
mobilized. I mean, mobilization is just, again, the Timebreaker change, the Blackheart change, worlds
It runs
over
the
in
game.
Heroclix. Mobilization, that's what it's all about. The biggest hindrance to my force and the opponent's force is all the little squares in the way between me and them. So, like, any character that's hyper mobile and mobilizes all these other characters is going to be insanely strong. And I'm happy that he got his wings clipped. I'm really happy because, I don't know. I guess I'll say I was going to do some kind of almost end of the watch list thoughts, but I'll save those for the total end. But I'm very, very happy with this Blackheart change. I'm
very happy with it too.
Yeah.
This is something that I just feel like doesn't need to exist.
Does not need to exist.
It breaks too many rules. Like it's okay to bend the rules. I think Blackheart was just an example of like, again, like TK is a staple power.
He was bending
in the
a little
game.
too many. He was both of this crazy TK that was also like kind of a pseudo carry, and people could do actions after the carry. Like it was too many things that just weren't.
It wasn't capped at a range value. Like you could shield up the range, so it's 8. Yeah, it did too much, and they once again made the correct call. I like what they did.
I think so. Kong. Now, Kong's got a really simple change. I think Kong already took the big hit because of the Blackheart hit.
Yeah.
So I think hurting Kong, or not hurting, but making a big change to Kong isn't as necessary. He has a pretty simple change. Kong can reduce penetrating damage, but now it's dealt by characters of equal or less points than himself. Can only reduce penetrating damage of equal or less points. So if a character is more points than him, they can deal penetrating damage all day long to old King Kong. And that's just the way it goes.
Yep.
So now things like Wong are a lot better. Carnage
Rider
Surfer still not
2x2.
good. Yep, Ghost Rider.
Situational penetrating damage.
Situational. I killed a Kong this Sunday using that, actually. It rocked.
Oh, nice.
It ruled. So,
What else is a lot better is any figure that's close combat that is higher than 50 points, you can now just give them Colony. They have Exploit.
Yep.
You can make anything a Kong killer, which is pretty nice.
So,
I like this change.
Kong's a lot easier to deal with. I think this makes a lot more sense, too.
Yeah.
Like just thematic wise, where it's like, okay, but he's a little 50-point guy. Come on, I'm more points than him at the very least. But now it's like, okay, now if you play 500, 200, whatever point Kong, then it's like, okay, yeah, King of the Jungle, whatever. He's reducing pen from a little lower point, little peons. That's cool. I think it works out pretty well. He didn't get this insanely big hit.
No,
just a
he's
pretty
still
reasonable
crazy.
one.
He's still so
crazy.
good. He's not going anywhere. He will still get played. I just think there's more liability associated with playing multiples.
I agree.
And honestly, like figures like this, they should be able to die to like higher point things. Like Kong was previously very, very difficult to KO. So I like that
Really
you don't
hard, yeah.
need direct answers anymore. Like, it felt like, I got to play something like Muramasa or Captain America to directly deal with this.
That actually is the only bummer I have about this, was Captain America already didn't see as much play as I wanted him to see. And now he's just going to see even less when it's not that big of an issue to have a Kong killer.
Well, psychology can work in weird ways, Calder, where it's like, oh, maybe we're expecting this. Oh, well, if they're expecting this, maybe I bring the unexpected. But you're probably expecting the unexpected, so that's why I unexpected your expectations.
That's why I expected your expectations unexpectedly.
Unexpectedly, I have expected you. Expect
the unexpected.
Mm-hmm. That means Captain America, I guess.
in this
loosely what that
scenario
to.
Sure. Okay.
There's so much intelligence going on in this room now.
You guys, your minds would explode if you're in this room with us right now.
No.
You would have zero clue.
Poison Ivy, yeah, if you check Kong, you got to check her. So it's now changed to for all friendly characters with this trait, you can generate a plant hindering. So if you play 4, they can't just chain off of each other, generate. Instead, it's now they can generate 1. But you can still combo this with cool things like Man-Thing, who just gets to globally place plants at the beginning of the game. It's not the end of the world. You can always interact with that plant terrain, so if you're scared of this, there's still ways to beat it. I think Poison Ivy is still an interesting figure. You probably just don't play 4 of her. That was like a random check by... oh gosh, I forgot his name. Who won Origins with that?
Denny
Baldick.
Wow, wow. The disrespect. I'm so sorry, man. Yeah, Denny.
It's good to check these things too. That was very much an inverse of each other, where it's like Kong and Poison Ivy. So if you look at one, you should look at the other. I like what they did here.
Yeah, I agree.
This is my favorite change of all of them.
This needed to happen, I feel like.
A while
should
ago.
have always been the case, I guess. The whole Trick Arrow, change. Mm-hmm. So pretty simple. Everybody knows you used to be able to combo Trick Arrows off each other with the
it was kind of like a Tony Hawk game where you were
basically
comboing your tricks into different tricks. Very
Heroclix Pro Skater 2 Trick Arrow Edition. No, so now it just simply says once per turn when this character hits, you get to flip over a Trick Arrow. So instead of being able to again, we love a good mag dump, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I love seeing just emptying all the barrels. Mm-hmm. But once per turn I think is a lot more fair. I feel like it works how I would have assumed it should have been intended, where it's like once per turn. Okay, this fun Trick Arrow. Okay, next turn, this Trick Arrow. Because now it's like, it was fun to burn all 3. Totally, don't get me wrong. It's awesome, mag dumping them. But it's like, okay, but then that's it. Yeah. Now they're gone,
Well, it just leads to, I think issues we've seen in other situations where it's like, oh, you have theme team probs. It's like, I'm going to burn all 3 on
I guess, it would be the exact same scenario where it's I'm just going to burn all my Trick Arrows.
Arachnite's going in now. Yeah, I'm going to use all of these. Oh, Spider-Man Prime's going in. Yeah, I'm going to use all of these. So I like this change. I also like that, too big into danger, big into too dangerous.
Big into too dangerous doesn't happen. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a wild combination.
It's a little nutty. So yeah, totally cool with the Trick Arrow change. This also works for all versions of the Trick Arrows, it says here. It says all sets, all cards, so that is really awesome. And then the last thing on the list
is a map change.
It's a map change.
That is Major Brock's Bunker. The 2024 ROC map has been temporarily removed from the map list. We should go into the explanation here, because I know this has kind of been one with a little more contention around it. There's some people who are pro this, some people who are a little less interested. And we'll kind of give our thoughts on that after we read their thoughts, which is Major Brock's Bunker featured prominently at the U.S. National Championship. It did, and we considered banning it. However, with the removal of Search for Amit's Tomb and the other erratas on this watch list, we expect the teams that could best exploit it have weakened enough that Major Brock's Bunker can remain in Modern. Still, given the low distribution of this map, especially for international players, and its ubiquitous use at the U.S. National Championship, we are temporarily removing it from Modern Age map lists. We expect the map to become more widely available in the coming months, and we will reinstate it after the World Championship. So, this is something that is entirely related to its availability. It falls in the same line, in my mind, of why Masters of Time wasn't made legal, because it's just not as accessible. Yes, there are probably a large group of meta players out there who have had plenty of access to get it, but I do think there are quite a few who have had no chance to. I know your store could order it for a while. I know they actually sold out on that as well. There's been places who have held multiple tournaments. There have been places that have held 0. If you're outside the U.S., though, I can't imagine this is particularly
pretty darn
easy
difficult to get a hand on.
And then at what point, how much are you spending to get this map? Who are you even buying it from? I think this is the right call. If you want to get your pitchforks out against me, I agree with this. I think when something this impactful, if you looked at the data provided by us,
by 3 Cool Boys,
TCB, then I think it's fair. You don't have to base the banning entirely off of data collected at nationals. And, just from my own eyes walking around those tables, I mean, how many games every other match?
Even the live stream chat was like, oh, wow, another
how original.
Another Major Brock's Bunker matchup? Cool, thanks. And I'm like, guys, that's what the players are playing on. Yeah. So I'm happy to see it temporarily removed from the match list. Again, just pretty simple. It's not banned. It's not nothing crazy.
It can come back.
Once it's more widely available, sure, it can come back. And I'm okay with that.
But as it stands... So let's go to the previous litmus test of how good is your team. The first question that you asked yourself, about a month ago was, how does it do on Morlock Tunnels? If the answer was bad, then congratulations. Competitively, you have a bad team.
Yeah.
And, what this is speaking in the sense of, like, high-level, top meta play. You needed to be able to compete on that map. The new question became, how does your team do on the bunker? It was, I think, pretty interchangeable with Morlock Tunnels. If your team could not function on that map, you were probably going to struggle a bit because the frequency of it and just the restrictive nature of all the walls, the elevated with the walls, very hard to traverse. If your opponent has a game plan for it, you don't. I'm not saying that that's the reason it gets banned, but it's restrictive, and acquiring it is restrictive as well. So overall, I think this is a good change. I'm happy to have it added back when it's more available, when more people have it in hand. So yeah, that's the entirety of the watch list. Overall, give it a ranking out of 10. Honestly, I think 10.
I think in my time playing Heroclix, this is probably one of the best watch lists they've ever had in my entire Heroclix career.
There was not one point on this list where I was like, oh.
Yeah, 9.5 for Timebreaker. I'll be with you there. Maybe even 9. I'm a little salty. So yeah, 9.5 Timebreaker. Yeah, 9.5. Yeah,
Timebreaker to let him only move Captain America.
Yes. Well, if you say standard characters
or characters named Captain
America, totally fine. Do they ever interact with comics? I don't think they ever do, but it would make me happy. And ultimately, isn't that all that matters, right, guys? Come on. No.
He's sad.
I'm a sad
You want him to be sad?
I'm a very sad little boy right now. I really like if my Timebreaker could place my Captain America piece.
I think he should.
I think you should, dude. No, what I was going to say earlier was I think the creativity we're going to see going into Worlds has just been exponentially, gone crazy up, right? Yeah. Like, all these changes, I think, just allows us to have way more creative teams. I think Kong not seeming as much of a must play means we're going to see way more attackers. We're going to see a lot just
higher
different
point
team
figures
composition.
Are allowed to
higher
exist.
Point, dude. Yeah, higher point figures feeling a little more useful. For even the past few years in Heroclix, it felt like if you weren't doing an insane amount for 50 points or less, hopefully you did all that for actually 30 points. It was the golden amount, of points we wanted you to be doing. 80 things for 30 points. Then you're good. If you're not Super Rare Flash or some other, crazy 30 Commissioner, Faust, jeez, oh my gosh. Yeah, there's all your insane 30-point figures that were
there's a lot
running the board. So now that it feels like, okay, wait a second, not only are high point figures a little more reasonable to play, now that there's not all this crazy cheap support, but also
the gatekeepers have gone.
But also they're very useful against one of the biggest things in the meta, or has been. We're going to see a dip.
I shouldn't say the
and
gatekeepers
a flow.
are gone. They've weakened a bit.
They've weakened a lot, dude. So I'm really excited. I think, at Nationals, I was hesitant at the end of Nationals going into Worlds. I was like, man, if we're going to film all these Worlds games, how different are these teams going to look? How creative are they going to be? And this watch list just makes me think we're going to see a much more creative meta than I think we would have, honestly. So I'm very happy about this going into Worlds. I'm stoked.
Going off of your point as well, I had mentioned it a bit earlier. Yeah, Kong, I think, is a lot less interesting in multiples. I think he's a lot less consistent in playing multiples now because there are more things that deal with him. Whereas previously, there just really weren't a lot of things that dealt with him well. And so if you're playing multiples now, if somebody does have an answer to it, it's just so much more of a risk. Yeah. So I like that. I think just that alone, making Kong so that he can die a little easier, really that one change widens the meta so much.
Yeah.
But Blackheart being, kind of removed, that's excellent too.
I think it's huge.
It dials back Mystical a bit. It dials back monsters. But it does bring in some pretty nasty pieces as options. One of them who also won Canadian Nationals.
That is right.
Maybe one of the new powerhouses. One we're seeing a lot of.
I think so.
The Golden Man. The Golden God.
Oh, man. He's got to be the Golden God, right? Come on.
This is Dennis Reynolds Colossus, baby. Yeah.
Man, I really hope that nickname. Man, Dennis Reynolds Colossus, Golden God Colossus. This rules. Shout out Emily.
Colossuses were in here? I think it was 4 of the top 8 had a Colossus.
1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of the top 8 had Colossus.
So 50% of the field. And so Canadian Nationals was
Was in Canada. That is correct. Canadian Nationals was in Canada.
Was it pre-watch list or was it post-watch list?
So the watch list came into effect on August 19th, and this was the 17th. So I don't know if they were accounting the watch list or not. Let's peep the maps really quick. Probably not, considering that...
Yeah, he's got Amit's tomb, so
Amit's
they
tomb,
definitely weren't. They 100% weren't.
Suits for Amit's tomb,
Okay.
Major Brock's bunker.
Well, there you go.
Here.
Colossus is already winning. Spoiler, Colossus was on the winning build for Canadian
Spoiler,
Nationals.
Colossus is
Played by
good.
Emily Rowett.
Hey, shout out Emily. She's great. Great Heroclix player. One of the best we have in the community. Always very kind. Always very friendly. She's a supporter of the show. She's a friend of ours. Love seeing Emily do well at tournaments. Once again, 2-time Canadian national champion, the Queen of the North, the smiley face killer, pulling up with Colossus driving the motorcycle. This is just a great team. Just straight up solid. We've seen something similar, but I do like the addition of the boys. The little boy wonder daredevils here. Love seeing that. So Emily's team, we had Prime Colossus, the motorcycle, Butterfly, we'll get into the call-ins here in a second, Kong with Khonshu, Scott Porter, Sinestro, Core Ring on white, obviously, Daredevil with Billy Clubs for free, and then Daredevil with Trick Arrows, both 10-point Daredevils. We got Chthon, Search for Amit's Tomb. The Butterfly call-ins were Chainsaw, Wonder Woman, Myrn, and Cosmo.
Which Cosmo is a great call. I think
Very
a lot
solid.
of people have slept on Cosmo. I've heard the argument that, his action economy just isn't worth it. You have to take a power action. But what if I just say no Quake? Now your Kong can't come and Quake me? What if I say no Impervious? Now your Colossus can't reduce damage?
It's really good.
There's a situation where Cosmo is fantastic. I imagine, though, if I were to guess, the primary call-in for Emily was probably Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman is just so consistently good. I'll harp on it again. I think the teams that are winning are not the teams that are hitting the hardest necessarily, but the teams that can survive a hit and then also hit you really hard.
Fair.
Because most teams
very
can
fair.
hit you hard. The other big thing to highlight with Colossus is the tarot card, the Six of Pentacles, which allows you to do your printed damage value after you use Mind Control. So Colossus gets to do that already with his trait, and then he gets to trigger it again with the Mind Control card. So it's just Mind Control, 5 damage, 5 damage. Neither are attacks, burns through stop. It is brutal.
It is pretty insane.
So you flip that card, Colossus is going to work. Double-digit damage.
It's gonna hurt.
And
Oh,
he
it
gets
hurts
to punch
so
you with your
bad,
guy.
dude.
Oh,
Oh,
it
that
hurts.
hurts so bad.
Oh my gosh,
That's
it's
so
nasty.
dirty. Oh, it's so nasty.
There's so much cool stuff you can do with the motorcycle, too. Like, it's not just, charge super senses. That's nice. You can also go to combat reflexes in the free move 1, and now Colossus becomes a great terrain manipulator.
Yeah.
So you can pick it up on a charge, you can drop it on a free movement.
Very true.
Throw it under people to, space them away from their MOE, their Ghost Rider, whatever.
Giving him ignores characters is pretty huge, too. So he doesn't get accidentally locked down, actually. I actually really like that click for Colossus. Okay.
Lucas was playing him with the Billy Clubs at Gen Con.
For the extra
for the
bolts.
improved
That's a
movement,
little...
too.
Oh, yeah, leap climb. Yeah, you're right. Okay. Yeah, that's
So-
pretty legit.
For 5 points, pretty solid option as well. Yeah, overall, this is just a very strong. I
Very
really
strong
like this
team.
I
think
love
we're going to see a
anything that
lot. I
plays
think we're going to see a
Daredevil.
lot of Colossus at Worlds. I think we're just going to see a lot of Colossus. He's just a beast.
Yeah, he's a point and click.
It was
character.
so weird how, in the beginning, I was like, wow, this guy's insane. And then I mellowed on him. And now it's like, nope, he's insane. Never mind. I don't know why I was thinking he wasn't insane. He is just insane.
Pulling him from the booster in that unboxing.
Dude, that was crazy. Just like, whoa, gold Colossus. And then, what are these combat values? Yeah.
Yeah, the initial reaction, we were all
was
like, this
so
is
wild.
insane, right? But then a week later, he's like, it's just a charge piece. Oh,
That is where my brain went. I was like, oh, whatever.
We were in
it's a charge
agreement, too.
piece.
It's like,
Yeah, I
yeah.
was like,
And now it's like, oh, no, he's that guy.
Really good.
He is Dennis
really
Reynolds.
good. He is Dennis Reynolds, the Golden God.
And then you have, Notorious Penguin is Danny DeVito.
Yep, that would be Danny DeVito.
Yeah.
Is there a Nightman or something?
Zodar's a non, dude.
No. Charlie's the Rat King from
The Rat
TMNT,
King.
dude. He's the
Oh,
Rat
of
King.
course.
Yeah, it would be Zod.
Yeah.
Zod would be Mac. Okay.
Yeah, there you go. D.
Dee Dee. I guess that's 2 people, though.
Is there a bird character?
Ooh. But she's like an ostrich when she's a bird, right?
This is very important, listeners.
That's very, very, very important.
Always Sunny Iconics. When?
What's the girl, Layla Afoli? She's like a bird person from next
sure,
phase.
yeah, she can be like the Scarlet Scarab.
She can be the Scarlet Scarab. She can be a bird. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that works.
Okay. All right. There is your It's
Rickety
Always
Cricket
Sunny.
Is Grasshopper.
Oh, easy. That's so good. Artemis is Artemis.
Oh my god.
Dude, works out so well.
I love it.
Oh, I guess, is there a Rose person? D could be Desert Rose.
Desert
is there
Rose?
a Rose
Sure,
character?
yeah.
Okay.
Frank could be the trash man too, you know, that's his like wrestling.
Okay, he could be Vigilante by the trash can. That could work.
Okay. All right, and coming in second place was, you guessed it, another Colossus Prime. This time rocking Avatar of Khonshu on it. I like that. Stealth Prob is pretty much always good. Butterfly sideline options. This will get really interesting. We'll go to that in a second. But rounding out the build is Wonder Woman, King Killmonger, Scott Porter, and Scott Porter. On the sideline, Myrn, classic Butterfly switch, Iron Inquisitor, and then Khonshu, who is equipped, Scrappy Doo, Ghost Goblin, and Kid Thanos. So if Butterfly wants to go into Myrn, that's not a problem. But what you can do is you can bring in a second MOE.
It looks like that's kind of the main idea, where it's either Myrn being your like quote unquote normal butterfly option, and then it's like, okay, let's double up on MOE, which is really interesting.
Personally, you know, I'm not gonna act like, oh, this is what I would have done, but this is what I would have done. I would have thrown a second Ghost Goblin.
Oh, really?
On the sideline.
Oh, ooh.
Yeah, for maximum nukage.
Dude.
I'm sure that never comes up, but in the game where it did,
you have to be so sure. You have to be so sure to switch both your MOE into Ghost Goblin. That's terrifying. If they have something alive after that, though, you're just like, oh my gosh, I got paper for defense. That's scary, dude. Switching into Ghost Goblin scares me, bro. Scares me so much.
But when it works...
oh, it rules, because Ghost Goblin nukes a team.
I love him.
But man...
Kid Thanos into Ghost Goblin, too, where it's like free damage, switch to Ghost Goblin poison. That is also a ton of fun.
So nasty.
But this is another very similar build. I like Emily's more because it has Daredevils on it.
Of course.
The fact that Daredevil has trick arrows... You can't ignore that. It's a 10-point figure that's like, I could just like delete you.
Yep.
I'm 10 points and I will delete you. So yeah, that rocks. Lucas Van
Gotta do, because this is so funny. Lucas is a player that always has just pretty solid team builds where you're like, yep, that's meta. Honestly, like Lucas has been a very tried and true player. This might be some of the most creative, weird, out of the box team building I think I've ever seen from Lucas. This is a celebrity.
He's walking what everyone's talking. You know, I don't know how many times we've been on a live stream and people are like, just play Titania. And it's like, I don't want to play Titania.
No, I don't. And
that's
I literally never thought anyone would literally ever play. Again, no offense to the Titania stands out there, but the idea of playing a 75.6 click figure
with like,
and she's a charge piece.
She's a charge
no protected outwit, no reduces pen, none of this, no stop clicks. This is a scary piece to put on the board, but hey, it stops all the celebrities. It stops all the.
And let's highlight why Titania is so strong. Why Lucas is willing to put the risk of a 6-click 75-point figure. A fourth of your build in today's game, if you're talking like Nationals world level play, is a lot. Yeah. And once again, in a casual match, play whatever you want.
Yep.
This is purely a competitive standpoint.
Yeah.
What makes Titania so good is her copyright claims, which this is going to make it so characters can't use powers unless it's printed on their dial, like unless it's showing.
Yep.
So what does that stop? That stops Kong's Quake.
Yep.
That stops his stop click. That stops Scott Porter's stop click. That stops his pulse wave, which
stops his perplex, right?
Yeah, can't use his perplex from the ring.
You can't use it from the ring.
So Scott Porter, who is a given on any team, and Kong, who is pretty close to a given, you're now countering upwards, at least it's a minimum, 100 points of somebody's build, potentially more if they have more people with celebrity and other figures. So you're trading 75 points for 100 points in the get-go, essentially, if you're betting on your opponent playing double Scott Kong, which I think in this day and age is a pretty fair bet, especially pre-rata. But what makes it even more interesting is he's playing two Kongs of his own.
Yep.
Avatar of Khonshu, Avatar of Amit. The one with Amit obviously is going to get Chthon. Just kidding, he doesn't have Chthon on his sideline.
Oh, that is so weird.
Wow.
Okay.
But he's playing Khonshu, Amit, and Tawret. Every single avatar.
Every avatar.
Kevin, as well.
Dude, the main force Kevin kind of rules.
Insane.
The fact that there's Titania Kevin, the fact that majority of this team, at least the most expensive parts of this team, are all from Next Phase, is so wild too, man. Yeah. But yeah, dude, the Kevin Titania, the celebrity team build is so cool. Like,
I love this, yeah. This is what it's all like when we say go outside the box, like, play the fringe.
This has got to be
Kongs.
One of the most. Oh yeah. Dude, got all the gods, cheesy little, gods are on the sideline giving me powers. He's got porters, he's got Kongs, but nobody was playing Titania and Kevin, dude.
I'd be really
interested
is so cool to see what Clix he was going to with Kevin. So he has Tawret on him. So Kevin's big thing is he ignores everything for line of fire. So with Tawret, he can just outwit you 8 squares away through everything. So he's stripping your powers with Titania. He's outwitting you with Kevin. And then Kevin gets to pick any click on his dial, so you can take support and power, enhancement, perplex.
That actually is really good, because now he never feels like he has to choose. He never has to choose his outwit or his support now that he has Tawret on the sideline. That's actually pretty good. So yeah,
I imagine Prob is probably what he took primarily, but I could see some situations where when Kevin gets hit, he comes back on.
Does he have
power.
To choose leadership? Actually, I don't know if he has a leadership on this team. I think he has to choose leadership with Kevin. Scott Porter, Kong, Titania. I think he has to be on the leadership click.
8 square leadership that can remove tokens isn't even that bad.
I think it's like his only leadership. So I think yeah.
You're probably right.
Yeah.
Either way, very cool.
But he still has like that 8 square outwit and support from Tawret, so that works pretty well.
And then Absorbing Man Prime on the sideline should be highlighted as well.
Yep.
He's a beast. If you're not playing a Prime, he's a pretty good option. When Masters of Time drops, you'll have the options of Etrigan and Reverse Flash to compete with him. Just kidding. This guy rotates.
This guy will also rotate.
So, yeah. I mean, this is a really solid team. Maybe my favorite in the top 8 just because of, like...
It's so it's so out there. And I love that. It's
a slice of life in the current meta.
It actually really is.
It's taking what works and saying, I'm going to do it a little different. I'm going to do it my way.
Do it my way.
I'll show you how the celebrities get
welcome
down.
Welcome to Burger King. Have it your way. And Lucas was like, I don't think there's a Burger King in Canada, but I'm going to have it my way.
There has to be Burger Kings in Canada. Right?
No, there has to be, right? It's like an international chain. There's got to be Burger King in Canada. They probably don't have Culver's, though, I bet.
Yeah, no Culver's.
There's no way there's a Culver's in Canada. So sad.
It's a shame.
You got like Tim Hortons or something up there.
Whatever it is.
Poutine. All sorts of weird. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, poutine.
There ain't no Culver's.
Dump gravy on fries, too.
Yeah. You're not special. I can dump gravy on fries. Sorry, Jocelyn. Sorry, Rob.
Sorry, Rob. Sorry, Jocelyn.
Sorry,
Emily. Sorry, Luke. Sorry, Mike.
Sorry, Jay.
Devin.
Sorry, any other Canadian listeners.
Look, we're sorry.
And if we forgot you,
us Americans, we're sorry.
I wouldn't go that far.
Well, us 2 Americans in the room.
Us 2 Americans that are apologizing. We are sorry. Yeah.
As a country, yeah, that's another topic.
No.
Anyways, coming in 4th place.
Anyways, I just drink the gravy anyways. Why would you dump it on?
If you drink the Kool-Aid, I'm drinking the gravy. All right.
Mando's going full Kongers over here. Oh, Lewis.
This is what I would call your standard issue Kong build. I think this is quite literally just Isaac. This is just Isaac's winning build, I think.
Yeah, I think it is Kong, Mern, Blackheart, Porter.
Where it differs is Mern has a motorcycle, so probably giving him...
Super senses?
I would think. And then Blackheart has an indigo ring.
Oh. Why?
Very interesting.
I could maybe see Blue Ring. I don't get Indigo, though.
Yeah, Blue Ring is like, for the Empower. That makes sense. I've seen that. Indigo for healing. I don't know.
Interesting.
But very close to your standard issue double Kong.
Pretty standard issue,
popping off build.
Double Kong build.
In 5th place,
got a shout out, Devin. Hey, shout out to the JSA Clix podcast. If you're not already listening to them, maybe go give them a listen every week. Check them out. They're a great podcast. There are a couple of great guys on that show. Devin is an awesome host. We love seeing Devin. This team build is hilarious. He's playing the Thunderbolts. So he's got Valentina Allegra DeFontaine. He is running Prime Wonder Woman, who was always kind of in and out of play, it seemed, this past year. She kind of had her moments where she was running a little hot and then kind of cooled off, and she's always just been a solid piece to go to.
Era, she's definitely better because
that's fair.
Mern shuts off stat modification. She says, I have a 19, and so do the people next to me. So that's always worth considering. She's a solid offensive piece. I mean, running shot, psychic blast is nice. Devin had made special note of the utility belt as well, giving you things like force blast, which are great, range combat expert, which is nice, the access to smoke cloud, who can, if I put smoke cloud ahead of me, I can reduce your attack. So now you have a minus attack rather than I have plus defense.
Very true.
So same swing.
That is really good.
But another thing to think about, if you guys are nervous about the Mern era, is smoke cloud is actually a power I think worth visiting. Scott Crampton, who is a 4-point bystander, funny. Might help you against a Mern matchup. Wow, as crazy as that is, 4 points for a smoke cloud, not something crazy. This is a really, really interesting build though. Mern with trick arrows, because as Devin had noted again, he's not really a threat without the trick arrows, like offensively. So this lets him, get
precision strike. Yeah, okay, yeah.
He's a precision strike for 2, but now he can big arrow. Previously, he could chain arrows together, because once again, this is like pre-watch list. Again, the team just gets wilder as we go down the line. He's got a Calendar
main
Man
forcing Calendar Man, dude. This rocks.
I believe the entire point of this team was because Devin wanted to play Calendar Man. This was the way that he could theme it all together. I'm not even going to pretend like I know his whole schema with this, because I don't. And the last figure, one of Calder's favorites, Valentina Allegra de Fontaine.
I love her so much.
To make this 8th Thunderbolts team.
It's so cool.
I know Devin had some reservations against this one, saying that I don't want to pay 40 points for this, but it's the only way that I can play this team.
Hey, it's better than not being able to make a team.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
You gotta think that.
I can't believe I have to play 40 points to this. Okay, but what if she didn't exist? And now you just don't have a theme team. And now you don't. Man. Exactly.
So
I don't know. I think she's so cute. She's so fun.
We're not done yet, though. What's crazy?
There's more wild stuff. Scots. Yep, you gotta have Scots.
Sinestro Ring standard issue, and he rounds out the build with a Moonstone with the Avatar of Khonshu. This is going to be your transporter.
Her little taxi ability. She's actually a born great. Thunderbolt too. By the way, she's born raised Thunderbolt. She doesn't even have to pick it up. She comes with it equipped, dude. But yeah, then she's got a carry 3, which is really solid to kind of cart your team around. She's a phasing teleport, super senses shape change piece. Really good.
This has always been a piece.
She also ignores characters, actually. So actually, ignoring characters with that prop is really, really handy for line of fire. That's really cool.
I've built with this piece a surprising amount. There's been a number of teams.
Moonstone?
Yeah.
Why?
One of the biggest things was that. So she has phasing teleport, stealth, passenger 3, but only to carry characters that share keyword with her, regardless of size. So she was a way to deploy giants. And she had a scientist keyword as well, and back when celebrity was a little better. But then she was also just great because she's 25 points, carry 3. So she was great for carting people.
That is just a really good
in
taxi.
The post-Flash era.
She has very solid keywords, too.
Using her to cart construct droppers, Moonstone, and she's a wild card, too. So... No, I dig Moonstone a lot. This team is so wacky. Props to Devin.
I love this team.
Taking 5th with this build.
More creativity. I love...
Just wild.
I just love this team. Cool. It's so fun, dude.
Well, we'll finish out the top 8 here. I think this bread raisin sandwich EXE.
Truly wild, if that's what it is. I guess bread raisin seems wrong, but... Colossus, Butterfly, Kong, Blackheart, Porter, our Merns. Our Merns. My bad. Our Butterfly Collins, our Mern, and Wonder Woman, Chainsaw Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Pretty solid team.
We've seen this. Mike White,
again, dude. Colossus Prime, Butterfly, Kong, Porter. Spirit of the Game, though. We don't see a lot of Spirit of the Game. Give him that +1 action total. Okay. On his little on his ruler theme team, which is pretty cool, and then Daredevil with the free Billy clubs. I do like seeing some Spirit of the Game. Actually, I am a fan. So he's cooking with 5 actions, which is pretty cool. Well, actually, or does he not have a leadership and he needs Spirit of the Game to have 4 actions? I guess if he goes
does not have a leadership. Unless he goes into Mern.
If he butterflies into Mern and Doom Supreme also, then he has a leadership. So
he can Blackheart as a Mern option.
Oh, it's so weird. It's butterfly option.
Or a butterfly.
We've both now called it a Mern option. Can you tell who we think who just gets used the most as a butterfly? Like Colin. It's so
Iron
funny.
Inquisitor, Kingmonger, Doom Supreme, Blackheart, Mern as butterfly.
Options.
No, that's cool. That's it's a good flex.
I hear, man.
And this is what we call a Chad build.
Seeing
So
the
sad.
shark, seeing Kamo, that's what I love to see, you guys. It's such a shame there wasn't an Applebee's up there for her to go get her
to celebrate.
to celebrate her top 8. It's so funny.
Yeah.
No, but dude, King Deadpool and also Bloodstone, a piece that I really think is so good.
Yeah,
Seeing some
free
more
trick
love
arrows
here.
'cause they're a marksman.
Yep.
Kamo having Muramasa blade.
That's interesting.
I want to know more about that.
Yeah.
I can't. Well, it makes. I guess you
Bros-
blades. But you have a printed 5 damage.
Why not roll blades, huh? It's
And then if you, I suppose. Oh, okay. No, Muramasa. Right. If you roll a 1 through 3, they don't get defense powers. The
Yep.
minimum damage you're doing is 4.
Is 4.
It's
Yeah,
the
that's
same
so
math
good.
as Genesis.
Wow, it is the same
where-
math as Genesis, just built in printed 5. Okay, yeah.
I get it. Yeah, no defense
that's pretty
powers if
solid.
you
That's
low
pretty
roll.
good.
Sure. So 50-50, no defense powers. Okay, I see it. I dig it.
A little Carnage Surfer picking
With
up some
Tourette's.
outwit. That's such an interesting choice for Carnage Surfer. It not
Some
being
outwit.
Khonshu is so odd to me. I really feel like Khonshu is just a play for Carnage Surfer. It seems like the obvious one. Like he could really use
If you
the
really
stealth.
wanted an
He could
outwit,
really
which
use
maybe
the
this
prop.
team did.
I
I guess.
suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
You could see it. Blackheart, staple.
And then White Shirt Porter.
I think this was the only team in top 8 that didn't play Blackshirt.
Oh wow. Okay.
So yeah, I mean, but we love to see Kamo. Kamo is.
Oh, you know what? Yeah. Why does
favorite.
she need another prob? Everybody has a pizza token that can free prob with.
Oh yeah, they're a monster
Yeah,
theme.
everybody's got King Deadpool and Elsa Bloodstone. They don't really need all that insane prop. So yeah, okay.
That makes sense.
Yep, that makes sense now. This is also just a cool team, though. Like, I don't know. We love Kamo. We're Kamo fanatics over here at Dial H, so I love seeing him do well in tournaments. I love seeing people play him. It's a based Chad team. We love seeing it.
You know, so this is once again pre-watch list. We have an event ourselves coming up here, the Champion Clix
Very
event.
excited. Very excited.
That is going to be this coming Saturday here, starting at 10 a.m. Dice will roll off at 11, if I'm not mistaken.
They will indeed. And actually,
We're looking to start earlier.
we're looking to start earlier. That's right, Ian. I made a post today, and Lucas has been great about getting ahead on this as well, where we are trying to get as many build sheets, links to their HC units build as possible early before the event. Lucas is actually going to print off all the build sheets day of or day before.
Verify them all.
Verify them all. We'll do a little quick, tarot verification in person. Make sure
Tarot-fication.
Tarot-fication, if you would, obviously. If you
And
would.
I will.
Okay, well, thank you.
Of course.
And so we're going to be able to start off super early, which, it's always the big thing where it's like, oh, people come, they don't have their build sheet ready, they're scrambling
My dog
to,
ate my build
to,
sheet.
to scribble on their, little build sheet really quick and fast. And now, even if we have half the people send their build sheets in early and we get those printed off, so much faster. We can start so much sooner. I hope, more events try to do this going forward, really try to get the builds verified. I understand it's a little more work for the event organizer, but it makes it so much faster day of. So I'm very excited for it. But yeah, this is one of the, I want to say, dare I say, one of the bigger events that we're seeing post watch list, post ban list. I believe so.
Well, it's going to be...
It's the next weekend, and it's a big 300 modern champion Clix qualifier. There's only 6,
Big
7 of these
prizing on
happening.
the line.
Big prizing on the line.
Same day as ours is Jay Major's event as well, hosting
That is
the same
right.
tournament, same kit.
So
We're going to have a lot of information to source from. I hope somebody collects build sheets for that one. We will continue to track initiative win-loss, because why not at this point? I think it's an interesting stat. And yeah, I think we will see kind of where the sandbox is trending for what are people building.
I think so. It's a big World's Primer tournament. I think it should give people an idea of what some folks, at least people around our area, are thinking of running for Worlds, which I think is really cool.
There's
as well
a few
as
big names in there as well.
there's some pretty good
Alex Mader,
pretty
former
big
national
names.
champion and
Yep.
4th place national this year. I believe he got 8th or 7th at Worlds as well. The Prime Spider-Man King, who is since
Florida
moved
winner,
on.
Champion Clix
Florida
Open
winner, yeah, I probably
of this
mentioned
year.
that.
That's
Jeez.
a big one, yeah.
So, yeah, I'm interested.
Simeon Bruce will be playing this weekend.
Simeon Bruce will be playing whatever we decide to build
Basically.
for him too. We might convince him to play 6 Legacy Daredevils.
That would rule. He would have a blast doing that.
We're excited to get Simeon.
Any team where he can make
Ultimate Arachnite.
ooh,
That might be another one.
Ooh.
I'll have to reach out to some people for some tips on that though, because that's another. Okay, we're pivoting a little bit.
We're a little bit.
Oh my gosh, he's so crazy.
Oh, but make sure to, if you're not going to come to the Champion Clix events, make sure to check it out on YouTube. We'll be live streaming. So check it out. Okay, now Arachnite. He is so cool.
Yeah.
Arachnite rocks.
I think every episode is now just kind of leaning towards the end. I have to talk about whatever new discovery I have.
Okay, for sure.
And yeah, it's not new to anybody else, but it's like new to me, I guess. Arachnite is so crazy. He's so good.
We always liked Arachnite, though.
We always did, but my gosh, he's better than he's ever been. Like, this is the best he's ever been. The fact that you can, like, pick Hypersonic turn 1, use the Hypersonic turn 2, and then switch to Shape Change, that rocks. The fact that you can Trick Arrow people, the fact that you can teleport Trick Arrow people, you can shoot through elevated, you can Hypersonic range. I've seen people throw Chthon on him. Now he's got those +1 stats, so he's Hypersonicing with gnarly, 4 range. Man. Perplex him once, he's a Hypersonic with 5 range. Like, he can just get across the map so easily, kill whatever, boom, he's teleporting here, he's disrupting your backline, he's dropping a Trick Arrow on your backline. He's an offensive menace. And he's not easy to deal with because he's just inherently a 4 through 6. If he picks Shape Change, he's a 5 or 4 through 6 Super Senses. Pick Shape Change, now he's a 5, 6 Shape Change. Park him next to Ghost Rider. He's keeping those things.
He's got to stop Clix.
I'm putting respect on his name because going into Gen Con, I was like, oh, I'd like to see Arachnite win. Like maybe he could do it, and he got second. So we'll take that.
He's legit.
But I was saying that like very much with like a hopeful, like, oh, I sure hope so.
Oh, you know
this
what?
Guy
this
is a baller.
This is kind of a good point.
He's so good.
Last episode, what did we say? Our top 3 figures that we think might win Worlds.
Yeah, I'm not changing mine.
Oh, I'm definitely going to change mine. 100% okay. I'm changing. 100%
no, it's still Mern, A60, and Wonder Woman. One of those figures, if not
Mern,
2, will be
and Wonder
on
Woman.
the
okay. Because inherently we're saying no Scots, obviously.
Yeah, I'm down
to no Scots.
See week by week if things change. I mean, after the Champion Clix event,
I think it's changed for me. I feel like Colossus Prime.
Yeah,
I think he's my new front runner for.
It's bold to call out a Prime in the top 3.
It is.
If we were both to say like a Prime that I think will be on the winning build, maybe that's a separate subcategory.
Okay, as a separate subcategory of Prime, I think will be on the winning build.
You think the winning Prime is Colossus?
I think it's Colossus. I think he's the best Prime in the game right now.
With you. Oh, man, yeah.
I know that's a tough statement to say. Don't get me wrong.
I was saying Elsa like last week.
So, and that was the craziest thing I was up on Elsa too, and I think she was in my top 3 last week, and now I've also flip flopped. And I love Elsa. I think she's cool.
The world's winning Prime. Man, I would not be surprised if it's Colossus. I don't want to say Colossus though. I want to say Elsa, but I know it's.
Oh,
I
would prefer it be Elsa. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like it's going to be Colossus.
You feel like it's going to be Colossus? Yeah.
Oh, what's the highest place do you think 2x2 APOC gets? I think he gets top 16.
That's actually a figure that has come up a lot in like the last 2 weeks.
Has it really?
Yeah, in the play testing and mapping and building I've done with people. A lot of what I feel like I offer for these folk is I just give them a lot of exercises to go through where it's like, have you considered this? And one of the considerations I always throw out there is 2x2 APOC still exists. Like, what do you do against that? Because here is something that is still good and will probably be as good as it is forever, which is ranged mastermind. Being able to mastermind things from 8 squares away, yes, he scores the bystanders now, good. So it's not amazing. But to pull a 2x2 APOC off of the map is not an easy feat. And it never will be because there can be a bystander 8 squares away. That's that. It's just gone. How many 2x2 APOCs make it? Realistically,
I'm not saying how many make it. I'm saying what's the highest place you think a 2x2. I'm saying maybe top 16. I think one makes it into top 32 though.
I could see one in top 32. That seems fair because realistically, I think maybe 3 people play it.
Okay, that's fair.
I don't think many people will play it, but I think you could sit across.
No, I don't think it'll be a common thing at all.
If you don't have a plan for it, you could have a really bad time.
Highest place Master Mold gets.
Highest place first. Master Mold, baby.
Master Mold.
The game-winning Prime.
Wow.
Or the world's winning Prime. You want to know the truth. It's Ra's al Ghul.
Ra's al Ghul.
Ra's al Ghul.
Oh,
first
man.
Place finish.
I want it to be top 16.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Matt. Oh, we're going to coach Matt, dude. 100%. He's going to be running up the stairs like Rocky.
I want to get some practice in against him. Yeah. Well, I guess really it wouldn't be practice for me. Practice for him against some stuff that I want to cook up.
Yeah, well, so that's what we're here for.
That's what it's all about.
Realistically, Master Mold. No, my hopes for Matt and Matster Mold. Excuse me.
I think Matt
is top 32.
I think Matster Mold can definitely crack top 32.
They're with the watch list.
I believe in Matt.
Blow up his spot too much.
Oh, dude, do we?
No, I'm just gonna say with the watch list, Matster Mold is a lot better.
Yep. Well, it didn't hurt anything on his team, and it got rid of some major
Masters of Time not being legal is really favorable
good.
for
really good for Master Mold.
Okay, so top 3, my picks aren't changing. World's winning prime. I mean, Canadian Nationals does say if people like their Colossus.
They like their Colossus. Those Canadians at least like their Colossus.
Gosh, do I just agree with you on Colossus? I could.
You don't have to if you don't want to, but I think it's fairly reasonable too.
No, it's a great take. I'm really scanning. I'm thinking. I mean, what if it's just absorbing, man?
I mean, it's a very real possibility. You know, he's such an afterthought. Is I guess my problem with him. You do have to build specifically for. I guess Absorbing Man is obviously easier to build with because he goes, okay, sideline spot. Here you go. Not playing a prime, sure.
And there are so many good teams that don't need
to run a prime. Yeah.
I don't know. I think for right now, if I have to lock in an answer, I'm sticking with Elsa. I like Elsa a lot.
Wow.
I've seen her do work.
Not moving off the Elsa train.
I
respect that, though. I respect that.
Just free trick arrows that you can hand out as a free to anybody to your Arachnite. Here you go. He goes off. Or, hey, I just carried her with a Daredevil across the map. Nuke. I put Chthon on her because I don't want it on my main attacker for whatever reason. That's nice. I don't know. She offers too much utility. There's some tarot cards that she just synergizes like so insanely well with.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's
okay. So Elsa's your.
I think so. Yeah. I don't think I'm going to move.
You're not gonna move.
I have to go through the Colossus data.
Elsa, Myrn, Wonder Woman.
So my top 3 for non-primes are A60, Death Metal Wonder Woman, and Myrn.
I'm now going to concede to Myrn. I'm going to say yeah. Myrn just seems right. I'm going to say Daredevil, though.
I love it.
I'm going to say Myrn, Daredevil, Major Logan.
Major Logan?
Yeah. I'm gonna go all aboard the Major Logan hype train.
Okay.
The prices are skyrocketing for him. Maybe I sold mine too soon. They're being listed for $200 to $220 right now.
That is wild.
It's insane.
That's
so the Major Logan hype is so crazy real, and so I hope it pays off. That's what I'm rolling with. All right. Really, really quick news. I just want to chat about this because it's cool, and Bob Agent of Hydra is just like a really fun comic character. We got to see a team-up card that he gets with Deadpool in the Deadpool play at home. Not play at home. It's the little tournament in your store, in-store championship. So we finally get to see the trophy shelves, and there's this little extra Bob Agent of Hydra team-up card thrown in there. So adjacent friendly characters named Deadpool can use the effect of any equipment equipped to Bob Agent of Hydra. So that's just a really sweet team-up card.
Are you telling me a little double ultimate nullifier action?
That's so good. Such a simple effect can just be so so strong. Dude. Oh my gosh!
Just
wow.
Double ultimate nullifier. Honestly, anytime I hear equipment mentioned, my brain is instantly
goes to the nullifier. Oh, dude,
are we nullifying?
Dude, I'm going double. Different, not a nullifier, modifier, double emotional modifier, dude.
Dang, yeah.
How mean is that? -2 defense, -2 attack.
Is that a unique effect, though? Is it a unique modifier? This is important.
That actually is really important. Dang, that might be relevant. Let's see. Well, it's probably not relevant because it's emotional modifier silver.
No, it isn't.
It's not a unique effect. Oh, dude, -2 defense, -2 attack.
That actually could be.
That could be so fun to mess around with, dude. Oh my gosh,
that's crazy. Another thing to note about this team-up card too is it doesn't require a theme. It's literally just.
It just says that. Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't have the classic need a theme team or need a character named Deadpool. It just says this. Obviously, it works in conjunction with somebody named Deadpool, so you're gonna want to play a Deadpool. But it has no prerequisites for team building.
It's actually really cool.
It's really strong.
First, I thought it was an error, but then I was like, oh no, they're just smart.
Hopefully, it is meant this way because I think it's really cool this way.
Yeah,
and also Bob's a sidestep willpower with prob, like, and how he gets to, whatever equipment he has, a character named Deadpool has, that rocks.
Maybe with the high five Deadpool, maybe there's something there.
High five Deadpool, there's 30-point Deadpools in silver. There's some cheap Deadpools out there. There's the kiddie pool Deadpool, 40-point little Deadpool. There's some stuff in there, but dude, double emotional modifier, how
that
how
rocks.
Gross.
That's really cool, actually.
But all right, let's jump into some listener questions. Support everything we do. There should be a link to our Patreon in the description below of this podcast, both on YouTube and on Podbean or however you're listening to this show. So again, shout out to everybody that supports the podcast. I really love it. Really love getting support. It's really awesome. And allows us to do all sorts of cool things. So question for the show, Carnage Bruner asks, to ask a question for the show, what of the far off sets are you guys most excited about or possibly most concerned about? Ooh. So he says, involving the Spider-Verse set that was revealed since Spider-Man sets seemed to always be popular. So wait, are we most concerned about, involving the Spider-Verse set? Oh, okay, I see. Since that was revealed, since Spider-Man sets seem to always be popular sets. Well, I think what I'm most excited for down the line is obviously Lantern Legacy, 100%.
Yeah, I don't even think there's a debate there.
There's no other set I'm even close to as excited for. I'm pretty excited for Collector's Trove. Smash and Destroy sounds fun.
Yeah.
But I mean, Lantern Legacy. Come on. Yeah. Come on. Been waiting for a Lantern set for so long, and the whole community is excited for Lantern Legacy. So that's easily, 100% easily what I'm most excited for.
Most excited, I have to agree. Lantern Legacy. We know nothing about it other than Mogo's
going to be in the booster.
Yeah, I mean, that tells you they're aiming their sights high.
Something big, dude.
I mean, it was the same way when they announced Masters of Time. I was just, oh my god. It's the same.
Dude, Masters of Time was so open too, because it could be anything. It was like, wow, this could literally be any. Could be a boat.
Yeah, it could have been a boat. It could be anything.
Could be anything.
The joke that,
whatever
reason, I'll beat to death. Lantern Legacy, I mean, this is coming a decade after War of Light, which when I think about that, I know there's some rose-tinted glasses on, but man.
100%.
What a fun time to be playing Heroclix in. And yeah, the sculpts, the just playability, the figure selection, it was just so good all around. I had so much War of Light. I sadly did get rid of my War of Light.
Oh, dang, really? Oh,
sans
man.
The cool stuff, but I sometimes wish I would have kept all my recruits. I get a ton of Black Lantern recruits, all those.
Yeah.
And I'm sure when we see the legacies for stuff, I'll be kicking myself in the butt at least a little bit for... I mean, you gotta pick some War of Light stuff, right? You have to, right?
I mean, it's the Lantern set. There just has to be a pretty decent amount of War of Light. I mean, there's still a lot of things to choose outside of War of Light for legacies, but...
Most concerned about, though? I don't know if I really have any concerns with what's coming out. I think the thing I'm concerned about is how much money I'm going to spend on Lantern Legacy. Collector's Trove, dude. I could see being concerning for my wallet.
Could be. Very real possibility.
If I was to rank, let's just do from most excited to least excited, tier 0, absolutely top of the list is Lantern Legacy.
Yep.
Up next for me, Collector's Trove, I think.
I agree.
After that, Spider-Man, and then after that, Black Panther.
I would just switch. Oh, I didn't even think, I'm not even gonna lie, I totally forgot about Black Panther. Oh my gosh. So I guess I'm probably, where's Smash and Destroy for you?
Oh, shoot. Yeah, well, there you go. I would put Smash and Destroy above Spider-Man.
Above Spider-Man. So I'm fairly similar list, except I would just swap Black Panther and Spider-Man. I would be Lantern Legacy, Collector's Trove, Smash and Destroy, Black Panther, and then I would do Spider-Man.
Yeah.
That's about the only change I'd make.
I mean, the thing is I think the god-like elements, the big deity stuff in Thor is really cool. It's just never really been, in Black Panther.
In Black Panther, yeah.
It's never really been my jam. I don't really know Black Panther's characters.
I'm not really into the mythos. There's people that are really into mythology, Zeus and Ares and all that jazz. I've never really been into mythology, but the Black Panther set straight up has they said Arnim Zoll's going to be in the set. So I'm just a Captain America guy. So if there's any Captain America stuff in a set, I'm going to be excited for it. Mm-hmm. Same thing Collector's Trove. It's generic enough. I kind of like the Guardians of the Galaxy. Kind of seems like we're getting some Avengers Galactic Storm. That's what that Thor costume is from. So if we get a cool Captain America, I'm very excited about that. So Pretty simple stuff. That's what makes me. Oh, I'm a simple man. I see the stars and stripes. I see the red, white, and blue. I'm a happy guy. What can I say?
What can I say?
And then and I'm there.
Bear, picnic basket full of. Well, the deity stuff. It's like this is cool. It's just never been like the thing I've like read or followed.
No,
I like it, but it's not like it's just not my favorite thing. So it's like that's the element of it that I like.
That's fair,
but that's also not the biggest pull for me.
Yeah.
And then Black Panther, I don't know enough about him.
I'm really hoping they lean more into like T'Chaka, like World War II Black Panther. Again, bias. I would like to see like Howling Commandos and stuff. Like that'd be really cool. So we'll just ultimately have to see. But I would just say if it feels fresh, if Black Panther is a set where it's like, okay, the last Black Panther set we got was like an Avengers Illuminati cosmic set. Did not feel like Black Panther at all. No. I'm curious to see what a Black Panther set looks like. If it's actually like a tried and true cast and crew
Avengers,
of Black Panther and the Illuminati.
It's like the war of the planet of the apes.
Yeah.
You got too many things there,
Too much. There's too much going on. So I would like to see like a true blue Black Panther set, what that looks like.
What about Spider-Man?
I'm just, me. I don't like Spider-Man.
You don't like Spider-Man?
Well, I like Spider-Man as a character, and I like him in his own
verse, though.
Yeah, I know. Well, so like the reason I don't like Spider-Man is I don't like him in Heroclix, I guess, is what I really should say. The sets all seem a little too similar.
You could get so much wacky stuff in this, though.
We could, but then we still get all the same stuff. You know what I mean? We still get Lizard and Dr. Octopus and Miles and Gwen and Peter.
Yeah, we have.
I'm not trying to be a crazy hater, but like, all the Spider-Man sets are pretty similar. You know what I mean?
We're just gonna go through the list.
Oh, okay.
And, Spider-Man.
Okay, yeah. No, I'm just worried that Spider-Man's going to feel like the last like 2 Spider-Man sets. To me, SVAC and Beyond Amazing felt very, very similar, and I think they were very similar. Yeah.
Man, no way. I thought SVAC felt very like of the times, very new, because like the Carnage wasn't just Carnage; it was like Maximum Carnage with his spiral. Like it was very null centered with all like the symbiote stuff.
I guess I really didn't focus on that aspect of it. I just saw Carnage, I guess, to me, but fair enough.
And then Spider-Man Beyond Amazing to me felt very just like classic, like anniversary Spider-Man. Whereas with this Spider-Man,
I don't know. To me, Beyond Amazing just felt very Spider-Verse-y. Really? So I feel like this one being called Spider-Verse will be, there's all the alternate Gwens. There was like there's just like the Spider Supreme guy.
But you just had like the classic Spider-Man villains filling out the CUR. You had classic Spider-Man, not too many like variations of him. Like you had like the Negative Zone suit as like a prize. Whereas, like, with this set, my hope is that we get, like, kind of everything, maybe some, like, Ben Reilly, maybe some, like, it's stuff we saw from the movie, like some Spider-Man 2099 would be really, really
So that would be really cool. Obviously, 2099 is cool. 2099. What has me excited is, like, there's a Spider-Rex. That looks sick. Yeah. So, like, that does look really cool.
Like, the wacky stuff.
So, I hope there is a lot of wacky stuff. Because otherwise, to me, it just feels like, these are the same.
We saw Spider-Ham, too.
We did see Spider-Ham.
For the first time in a while.
In a really long time.
In black, too.
Was he also black?
Yeah.
Oh.
Black. And I'm made of ham.
All right. Okay, so that is a lot cooler. So
there's my hope.
Okay, I can see that hope.
But
then
I do like Spider-Man.
Well, the also bummer thing is I hate Super Sense has got me my least favorite power in Heroclix, dude.
It runs the meta.
And so I'm not. Yeah, it really does. It's been running the meta for far too long. So I'm just not ready for all the. If your character is Spider-Man, he's also +8 to his super senses. It's like, no, why?
Roll a D8.
Roll a D. Roll a D20.
Yeah, roll a D20.
Dude, anything but a 5, I guess, and then you're good. You get a 15, 5 or higher.
Smash and Destroy, what are you hoping for there?
Honestly, it seems like a Hulk set. Yeah. Right? So more than anything.
We saw Red Hulk, we saw Juggernaut, we saw, I believe it was Abomination. Just like completely
We did see
naked.
Abomination. He was totally naked. No little shorty shorts.
Yeah.
Very weird
just
for Abomination.
Out,
just rocking it out just for the world to see. It's kind of wild. No, so Smash and Destroy, I hope that's a very Marvel villain centric set is what I hope so. Because like cool, Hulk has a lot of cool villains. There's Leader, there's Abomination, there's like the Thunderbolt Ross and all that stuff, right? But he fights the Wrecking Crew. He fights like Absorbing Man. He fights Rhino. He fights any like big hulking guy. I hope it's just a set with a bunch of big muscular men sculpts. Just really cool, dude. But you know what I mean? Like really bulky, big sculpts of really imposing characters. So I really want this to feel like, I guess like a classic Marvel set. Because it doesn't seem to be following, like, I guess it has like a Hulk, like he seems like the primary character with like Red Hulk and all that stuff.
The other hook of it too is like they, during the fan appreciation,
but it's not
John
Smash and
Jake-
Destroy Avengers. You know,
they
it's
had
not
said,
Smash and
like,
Destroy Guardians of the Galaxy.
No, I'm just saying the other hook they had is like they referred to this set in Office. They said this on stage as like destroy the city.
Yeah, I love that. And
So more map playability.
Ever since Beyond Amazing came out, it just kind of felt like, okay, here's the terrain, and use it to block off your opponent, or use it to protect yourself, or whatever. So I would like to see more interactions with characters, smashing stuff with terrain.
Yeah.
We got a great thing with like Prime Hulk, who could heal with it, or like Zod or Sanan that could like be brought in, with like destroying stuff. I want to see more of that. I would love like just
I hope that
all
hook
over
is
the
a
place.
strong one.
Yeah, I really hope so too.
And I hope that there's more meaningful interaction with that than what you just said of.
Yeah.
It's here, deal with it.
It's just kind of, it's in
deal
the
with
way,
it.
Even
it's a
if
big
that's
block.
like more pits of lava, more chain link fence, more herb, all that stuff. Just terrain that has like special text to it at the very least too would be really fun. But I would like terrain to really feel like more of an element to HeroClix than just this is in your way now.
And the other note, which we pointed out, because on Minepool's card and I believe Black Beetle's card, it mentions point value terrain. So hopefully...
Yeah, I'm waiting for that to come up. I'm
There's some
excited
point value
for
terrain?
point value terrain. I want to see, like, what does that look like? Because to me, like, pool of lava, and again, chain link fence, which gives everybody ESD. Those could add a point value. Those are free. Also, don't really see that much play, which is hilarious. But so I'm curious to see what a point value terrain looks like.
Yeah.
What
I'm
that
excited.
effect is going to be, how strong that's going to be.
Turn with that. After that is the Collector's Trove set, which has one-shots. We saw the return to
Well,
Me
Collector's
My
Trove is
Hammer.
Actor Black Panther.
No, I'm saying like in our list.
Oh, in a
So
list.
This is like
Yes,
above
yes,
Smash
yes,
and
yes,
Destroy
yes,
Collector's
yes.
Trove. We saw the one-shot preview, which, I mean, those could be anything. We're seeing Return My Hammer, Return My Shield. Hello, Mr. Captain America.
Oh my gosh, it'd be cool. It'd be so cool to have this big
Something like that.
bounce, 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 like almost what's his face, the crazy running shot ADW Hawkeye, but with a shield throw.
Oh god,
That would be insane. Yeah, dude.
I don't know about that. That's a little wild.
That would be okay. Maybe that is a little nuts, but I would like a quick like Avengers Assemble. That'd be a cool one.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Where like it could like mobilize your team, or it could like do something neat. I don't know. So I don't know what to expect from all these.
I'm wondering if it's going to lean into kind of what we saw, eons ago at this point with like feat cards.
Oh, okay.
If they're called one shots, so I'm assuming one-time uses.
That would make sense.
Maybe there are some that have like tokens on them, and you can like dispense them.
Counting down, or I see what you mean.
Like
yeah.
like kind of like contingency plan was back in the day. Maybe some
Contingency
function more
plan
like
was so
battlefield
cool.
effects. Like maybe it's like it's everything's hindering for a turn or something. I know that's crazy. But
Flooded city, something nuts. There's just water. Oh,
and the Thor sculpt we saw for that is like,
it looks so cool.
oh my gosh! But Collector's Trove, I'm way too. I think I might be too big on, because I'm so excited for that one. And Lantern Legacy. Give us whatever you want.
Dude, Land of Legacy, let's see constructs in the sculpts. Let's see more constructs. Dude, I want more constructs
I'm in.
so bad.
I'm in with that.
I want to see 30 versions of Guy Gardner, Hal Jordan, Kyle Rayner, John Stewart. Like, I want all the boys.
Just
the boys?
Run me over with...
Dude.
This Lantern has...
This Lantern, I want to see every character that's ever held a ring in any color. Yeah. Give me that.
Anything.
It can literally be, and I know I was even harping on people being like, you can't just be so broad. When it comes to lanterns, literally give me anything.
Anything.
And I'm excited.
With lanterns, and we're having a great time.
Black lanterns, cool. Red lanterns, please. That's probably what I'm most excited for. I love the Red Lantern core outside of like green. That's my favorite lantern
I was gonna
core.
Say a playable Green Lantern core.
Oh, dude, it would be so nice. Yeah.
Oh boy, I mean, yeah, that's what I want.
Kilowog, Tomar Ray, Tomar 2. Give me the guys. Abin Sur, sure. Give me before he dies. Abin Sur.
Okay, biggest request for the Lantern set. I honestly think it might be number one for me. Give me a Kilowog who is just...
Oh, dude.
Like LeBron
We're so
James
overdue on
just
Kilowog.
balling out.
LeBron James Kilowog.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the coach of the Lakers? Yeah, I was going to get there. I was going to think of it.
I mean, it's changed.
Is that not what Kilowog is, though? He's like the coach of the Green Lanterns?
Rick Fox for a while.
There you go.
I mean, Luke Walton was drafted the same year as LeBron. And
I'd say, is Hal Jordan not the LeBron James of the Green Lantern Corps, though, just by default?
I want Kilowog to be, though.
Okay, that's fair. All right, yeah. Let Kilowog be.
Unlimited, just so good.
Then Kilowog Sculpt is the big dunk.
Yeah. Dude, that rock.
Yeah, hard light green basketball.
The other thing that I would really love to see in the set is obviously Parallax. I love Parallax. In any form, just give us another Parallax. It can be Hal, it can be Kyle. It can literally be Parallax, and I'm thrilled. And lastly, I mean, find a way to work Batman in. 2 thumbs up.
He's held quite a few rings. That's possibility.
It's a possibility.
My biggest want, definitely Yellow Lantern Guy Gardner. That was his original 90s run. It's the only other color besides blue that guy's never been in Heroclix, and he has a great costume where he's just wearing cowboy boots and a leather jacket. That's really sick. I would love to get a new Nort. That'd be really cool. Okay. He's a very goofy lantern, fun character who was
seen him in
a sidekick dude forever. Yeah, honestly,
maybe longer.
He was the box set, right? Lantern box set. Yeah, it's been a really, really long time. Probably actually longer than 15 years. That'd be 2009.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So it's actually way
18 years.
Yeah.
Then.
Dang. Yeah, forever. So
give us Nord.
He's up there for me. An Arkillo is up there for me. I want a really beefy.
You Kilowog, you gotta have Arkillo.
Yeah, the beefy guys from each core. I think that'd be really cool. Yeah, let's be up there for me. Honestly, I really just want to see constructs in the sculpts and just new exciting constructs in the boosters. Yeah. Whether that is equipment like the broadsword for each,
each
spectrum
route.
Yeah, if they went the equipment route, I think I'd be okay with that. But also if they just said, hey, these guys make constructs and they're the bystander style constructs from Wonder Woman 80 and Batman team up.
If they did them the same way where it's this one has this one.
Yep.
This one has that one.
I would like specific constructs coming back. Cool. I think it'd be really neat. So
there's a lot you can do.
You literally do anything with
this set. They would have to really, really try to make this a bad set. That's how excited I am.
Basically.
I don't know what they could do to make this a bad set. That's how excited I am. I am blinded. Okay?
Blinded by the light?
Blinded by the light. Don't want to finish the lyrics there. Doesn't feel right.
No, not quite. Just a bit by the light.
Don't ruin this set. It's actually an impossible challenge.
It really does just feel again, put anything in the set. Oh, this character was a lantern? Okay, put him in the set. Also, just give me as many weird and unmade ones, too, that I can't even think of.
Deep cuts.
I want some deep cut lanterns, especially if they look cool.
Medfill was one. The living...
Medfill?
I think that's his name.
Okay.
Something like that. This guy is a vegetable, living. His hair.
Oh,
he's
stalks.
Yep. He's got the one eye.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
He's appeared.
Wasn't he the Green Lantern recruit in War of Light? Wasn't that who they used to model him after?
Yeah. So he recovered Swamp Thing. He captured Swamp Thing's essence and revived him on a separate planet. And Swamp Thing's how can I ever repay you? He's it's all good, dude.
Have my sourdough Swamp Thing starter that I was able to recover. I've been feeding it every day now, and I think. Do you guys want this back?
Actually, I have a Wild Berry Pop-Tart
starter.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, I think his name's Medfill.
Oh my gosh, it's funny.
But seriously, if we see characters like that, maybe not specifically him.
No,
that's
but I want goofy ones. I want Box, the Green Lantern who's a box. That's so funny.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, give me all the silly stuff. Give me all the goofy lantern stuff. Give me even some of the old Hal Jordan enemies that painted themselves yellow.
Ultimately, if you gave me
give me a
20 Hal Jordans, you win still.
We got a Batman and Robin painted yellow duo figure that just destroys Hal Jordan.
Okay,
dude, just goofy Golden Age stuff like that.
That's ridiculous.
That would be very ridiculous. The map that's the yellow room. That they trap Hal Jordan in, dude. That's actually so funny.
Isn't Batman chilling in an all yellow room?
Yeah, he's in an all yellow room. Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I have not read that. I've only seen internet.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I think I'm pretty much in this. I don't think I've read it either. I think
I've
just
seen.
No, I don't think I've. I don't think I've. But that would be so funny.
Yeah. Anyway. Very clear which set we are most excited
by the fact that we just went off on a massive tangent about how awesome it's going to be. But again, you
let us know which set you are most excited
you guys do your own little set ranking list.
With us, comment.
Shout it out. Shout it out.
Yeah.
But all right, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be the end of this week Dial H for HeroClix. We had a blast. We chatted
It was
about
a fun episode.
all sorts of fun stuff. I'm excited for things to come. Next week is more than likely going to be a rundown of our Champion Clix tournament. So you have that to look forward to. Once again, that is going to be this Saturday. Stream probably going to start sometime around 11 Central Standard Time. Ian, any shout-outs you want to do before we end the show?
Oh, man. I want to shout out a ton of people, but I think they'd be angry if I did.
Okay.
So, no.
That's fair. All right. Player of the week this week. I think I want to give it to, I don't know how to pronounce your last name, Mike, but Mike Calasabetta, I probably totally butchered that. He made these really cool custom Heroclix figures of Mr. Glass, the Overseer, and the Beast, or what's he called? The Horde, from like Split, Unbreakable, and Glass, which are some pretty fun movies, even though they twist.
They do get progressively worse.
They do get progressively worse. Well, Split, okay, yeah, 100% Unbreakable is the best one.
Unbreakable is
so good. Such a good movie. Split's a really, it's kind of a fun, creepy kind of movie.
It falls off a cliff for me.
Oh, yeah. That's very fair.
There's a point in that movie where it's just like, wow, I'm so disinterested in this.
And then Glass was like one of the biggest letdowns I think I've ever had.
Glass, to me, was a horrible date.
Oh, it was, dang, that's really tough. I was like...
we saw Glass.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's why.
That's why it was a bad day, because you saw Glass? Okay. Yeah. Well, at least if it was for that and no other reason, that's fine. No, I remember like the twist for Glass like made me so upset. Yeah. When I was like, really? I was really excited for this, guys.
Maybe even more upset is
I
that
rewatched like Split and Unbreakable. Yeah.
Was like shown in the preview.
It's also true. Yeah. It's like,
is
Glass
that what they're going to do? And then they did that. It's like, why?
Yeah. It was ultimately so disappointing, but shout out for making these really cool customs. Really cool. I like the effect that he uses on the card, where it's like the broken glass, like the shattered thing, which is a little difficult to read the art, but it's really flavorful. And I kind of like the idea of like kind of how, what's it called? Iconics use all the different card art. So I like that he's using the kind of different style of card for his custom. So Mike, you're this week's player of the week. You've won your official non-prize, your official Dial H non-prize for being player of the week. But shout out, man. This is really cool creativity, and I absolutely love seeing it. Well, guys, this is going to be it for Dial H for HeroClix. So if you want to send us a message or email us with any fun questions, by all means, please do so. You can email us at dialhforheroclix@gmail.com, as well as you just message us on Facebook at Dial H for HeroClix Podcast. I've been your host, Kalder and Ian, and like always, Dial H for HeroClix is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com, where you can find cool stuff in stock every day, including all the latest HeroClix singles and sealed products. Make sure you check them out at CoolStuffInc.com. You can also go to shop.whizkids.com, and you can go get your back-to-school special deal, which is happening on right now, which is pretty cool. Check out some of the sales that they have there. If you don't buy anything that's on sale, if you don't buy any crazy specialty items, you can use code DIALH10 for 10% off your order, which is really cool. Again, only used for select items on the website. But for all your HeroClix needs, YouTube videos, podcasts, and more, make sure you Dial H. And like always, happy trails.
So if you're looking for emotional satisfaction, my advice to you is seek professional
Heroclix,
help.
I'm here to take back what's mine. You may try, but you know how we set things here. Instant deadpan humor.
Over 6 people think I am funny.
I'm your Captain America.
That was just you in a costume.
You absolute fools.
Send me to be on that guy. That's cool because it's expensive. I'm gonna make Heroclix like that forever. Are you kidding? Wow.